Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of this replay. Gonna go ahead and unpause this, and here we go. Archmage now dropping down more water elementals. The level 3 water elemental is going to be able to deal a lot of damage, and now slow being cast on some of Infi's units. Infi is a really strong human player, but still Yui really putting Infi onto the ropes, causing a lot of damage, and then the Archmage may get to level 6, and mass teleport on a map such like this will make it much more difficult for Infi to really be able to fight back. No one taking the tier 2 yet that I've seen, as there's been so much fighting, so much of an engagement. Water elementals pushing back and forth. The Arcane Tower too far back to really deal any damage here, as these peasants try to clear out, perhaps open up a little bit more room. Infi's water elemental and just taking damage and not really dealing any of that damage, and now more abolish magic. Down goes another water elemental, so Yui, and with that level 3 water elemental, gets taken down. An Archmage down to what, 150 mana, may be able to drop one additional water elemental, maybe two. Somehow has not taken any damage, so still has a clarity potion going. They're finally getting taken and finally removing that clarity potion. Gonna drop another water elemental, pull back as this fight continues. Taking a look quickly at the bases, we are taking the tier 2 for both of these players, and Yui is a little bit ahead as Infi continues to fight. Yui now pushing back with those mud golems. Those mud golems, you cannot tell if they're blue or teal. Very, very difficult as the Archmage continue to run around this map. Archmage trying to heal back up, currently using a healing salve, and now one footman of Infi gonna get destroyed by the Archmage and footmen and water elementals back over here. Now Yui gonna go ahead and continue to put pressure onto the main base, or the expansion, excuse me, as Infi trying to move on over and try to save his base. And footmen and now another ogre mauler coming back in. Archmage wants to get to level 3, desperately wants to get to level 3 in order to be able to equal out all of these and equal out the level 3 water elementals, but still unable to really do anything about that. Low hit point footman trying to run away, gonna get taken down by that water elemental again. Infi dropping a water elemental of his own, and more arcane towers being dropped on in. Infi trying to look for a low hit point unit to try to get some additional experience. They are level 3 on the Archmage. Level 3 water elementals now coming in for Infi, so it is now fairly even until Yui gets. Oh, Yui now sitting at level 6, may have mass teleport. Not 100% sure yet. As does he have level 3 brilliant aura? No, level 2 brilliant aura. So level 3 or level 1 mass teleport most likely. Footmen are all really slowed, and ogre maulers continue to do this engagement over here. Peasants, footmen continuing to fight. One arcane tower gonna get taken down very easily. Heroes over here still dishing out this fight, still engaging. Archmage getting slowed and then losing that clarity potion. Now going after Yui's low hit point mud golem. Mud golem gonna get taken down fairly easily. Down it goes, and Infi now pulling back once again. Footmen, wow, very nicely done by Yui. Yui saving 4 very low hit point footmen. Probably gonna hang out by that Arcane Vault to heal back up in just a moment, as Infi is able to finally fend off this whole entire attack. But Yui still having a lot of units, able to save a lot of units. Taking a look at the army sizes, Yui sitting at 59 over 66, meanwhile Infi sitting at 47 over 60. Infi is mining at 20 gold per second, I believe, compared to 14, just because of the upkeep differences, and we'll see how it's all going to work out. Yui now moving to tier 3. So tier 3 for Yui, putting down an Arcane Sanctum and a Blacksmith. Back over here, Yui and this whole entire healing army now moving on out. Troll Berserkers, Ogre Maulers, a lot of footmen with that defense, so Yui pushing in very, very heavily. Archmage sitting at level 5, now getting some Arcane Tower, or sorry, Ivory Tower, should be able to drop down some more, and now getting Arcane Sanctums as well. Footmen now with Defend, moving on in, dropping Defend in order to be able to chase these water elementals very easily. That water elemental trying to pull away, and now once again in comes a Mountain King. Mountain King with a clap would be absolutely perfect. No, going Bolt instead, and going to try to snipe units instead of trying to get a Thunderclap off of this whole entire front line. How will this all work out? So Infi now sitting with a level 2 heroes against Yui's 1, and there goes another Bolt. So that Mountain King just sniping off those lower hit point mercenary units. Mountain King coming in from Yui as well, so Yui coming in with a Mountain King of his own, being forced to pull back. That Infi's water elemental gonna get taken down. 61, there it goes, as the Mountain King also brought a healing scroll with him, it looks like, and healing up the rest of these units. Yui still fighting off very, very well. Yui sitting at 59 over 72 food. Meanwhile, Infi sitting at 55 over 60. Now getting some sorceresses as well, and will the sorceresses of Infi be able to deal enough damage? And now in comes the Ogre Magi, Mountain King trying to take on the Ogre Magi. Rune of the Watcher now dropped down. Mountain King getting a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability and Claws of Attack +9 with that Scroll of Healing should be able to turn the tide of that fight, turn the tide of this fight. In level 2 Mountain King, so we may get some claps in here. Sorceress is now casting slow, so these footmen are going to be very, very slow in dealing out this damage. If there's no Spellbreakers or Priest to try to disperse any of this slow, it's going to be very difficult for Yui to really be able to continue these prolonged fights, as there's so many sorceresses coming in. Wow, nice Scroll of Healing being used in order to heal up all of these low hit point units. Mountain King sniping down another Troll Berserker. Down it goes. And still more and more fighting coming in. The sorceresses, although they do a ranged attack, wow, level 2 on Infi, the range attack does not help against all of that. Against the defend, a nice clap hitting a lot of these units there, so a lot of those units slowed and clap. Mountain King continuing the chase, has plenty of mana. For some reason did not Stormbolt that low hit point footman there, so one of these water elementals gonna continue to feed experience to Yui's Mountain King getting awfully close to level 3. Spellbreakers coming in from Yui, so Yui, knowing what the doctor ordered, gonna start spell stealing and start trying to spell stealing that slow and start giving it back towards those sorceresses. Sorceress getting bolted, one gonna get focused down over here, and still the fighting continues on in the middle of the field. Archmage still has 2 ivory towers on him, and now he also has the masonry upgrade as well. A water elemental coming back over here, getting stranded, might get bolted to continue to feed the experience of that Mountain King. No, Mountain King gonna go ahead and just leave it alone. Back over here, Yui just mining pretty much in peace. 66 over 72 compared to 57 over 72, as Infi now trying to do some more creeping, perhaps getting to level 3 on that Mountain King. If the Archmage, yeah, Archmage is not close by, so that Archmage is not going to steal any of that experience. Using a Clarity Potion to try to heal up and get some more energy as well, or more mana as well. Mountain King has a Mana Stone, so that's going to be absolutely critical if he can get 2 to 3 Stormbolts off, or even a level 2 clap. So, since we've seen so many footmen, that would really change the tide. I really want to know. I wish I could see if he has level 2 Stormbolt or level 2 clap. In comes the Mountain King. And oh no, bolt! That bolt looked like it was a level 2 bolt, so that another bolt back on that Mountain King. Mountain King gonna be forced to pull back. The arcane feedback from those Spellbreakers now coming in, dealing that damage as well. Archmage was trying to do some creeping away. That Water Elemental going to get taken down very easily. Another one of Yui's footmen's getting ensnared by the creep, so a nice lucky break for Infi in that particular instance. And now in comes a Mortar Team, the Mortar Team of Yui, activating some of the creeps as well. So these Nightcrawlers gonna come on back. Archmage may try to take down some of these units. Archmage may get to level 6, so Infi may get to level 6 as well. And now Yui going for the classic human tri-hero, Archmage, Mountain King, and that Paladin. So that Paladin, but for some reason I do not see a Staff of Sanctuary, and that's really one of the things I wish I've seen. And now in comes the Archmage. Archmage now dropping some Water Elementals, and there are 2 Arcane Towers already coming into position, but those towers are most likely gonna be cancelled. Yeah, cancelled because of the Scroll of Town Portal coming in. Staff of Sanctuary purchased by Yui, so gonna be able to save those low hit point units fairly easily. In comes this Archmage. Bolt on the Mountain King. Mountain King most likely can get a Paladin heal in just a second. There it goes. As the Knights continue that engagement back and forth, the Mortar Team's pushing against all of these sorceresses. Constant fighting back and forth. Mountain King down to 67, 41, 35 taken down, and the Archmage, Mountain King of Infi taken down at level 3, so very, very heavy losses. Yui just able to just deal so much damage here, able to continue this fight, and Infi really, really on the ropes this whole entire time. Fragmentation shards now researched by those Mortar Teams, so all of these casters that are unarmored taking up so much damage. Yui now level 4 on that Mountain King, running back away, and wow, take a look at how low all of these hit points on all of these units here. A healing scroll most likely going to be used. Yeah, there we go. Priest trying to heal back up, and now we have Infi sitting at 60 over 72 as the Knights of Yui now coming on in. Mountain King sitting at level 4, Paladin sitting at level 2, no, level 1 still, as the Archmage now moving in as well, has a Staff of Sanctuary, has a Clarity Potion, and a Potion of Healing. It's going to be very difficult for Infi to really come back into this fight here. The army, hero levels, army sizes, everything's just going in favor of Yui at this stage in the game. I don't see what can really happen here. Infi now coming in with a couple militia army now running back as well. Stay tuned for part 3 of this replay between Infi and Yui here on Melting Valley.